Well, it's time to start getting some of this trim off of the truck so we can go ahead and sand down and get this whole thing ready to go. See on this front one here, we got a couple of screws there. Of course, the light should come out with it. We'll see. I'm sure it screws holding that on. And I understand that these have some clips behind there. We're going to have to press up on it and try to peel it back. And that'll be pretty much all the way down. And then, of course, we'll just do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to get busy. We'll film it, and or I'll film it.
Rolling down the highway, chasing the sun. Larry's at the wheel, got the engine on the run. Songs, he's got the playlist, singing out loud. Another open road, another brand new town. From the mountains high to the oceans deep, they're living the dream, they ain't losing sleep. With a glass car full and a tank of gas, they ain't slowing down, they ain't looking back. They fly through the sky, facing the breeze. Roll down the road, feeling so free. Ride the waves where the sunsets go. Forever Huff's living, wherever they go.
Well, there's problem number one. That was actually held in by some studs on that that we just broke. Actually looks like this one has been broken before, so we'll fix that. Alright, that came off much better. You can see the clips here. Let me see if I can show you those. We didn't break anything on this one. So these clips, I guess you can see that there. This will slide to the right, and then that will slide down, and those clips should come off. I think all these clips are available. You can still buy these, but you can see how it's got the pieces down there. That's what allows you to push up on it, is that'll give you some slack, and then it'll pop off. Now I'm using a screwdriver, and remember, this is not a how-to, this is how I'm doing it. You need a plastic something so you don't scratch, but I don't have one, so I'm having to use a screwdriver. Let's see if we can get this to move over. Of course, this stuff's been on here a long time. Yeah, there you go. So that comes off, and then this should go down. Get that to go down. Yep, there we go. Get it down. There you go. So you can see let me use my screwdriver as a pointer. You can see the bigger part there and there. That's where it goes in, and then it slides over into place and kind of locks in place. So I'm gonna hang on to these, and I might order some new ones. I do believe these are available. I might get some new ones and have them on hand just in case I mess some of these up. So that piece came off pretty easy and correctly. We didn't break anything like on the first one. I thought the first one had these clips behind it, but it didn't. That light was helping to hold that in place, and I'm still not sure how all that goes together, but we'll figure that out. So I'm going to get these clips off, and we're going to continue moving down the truck with these pieces, and then we'll do the other side. Okay, I want to show you guys this. Now I'm learning as I go here. I did watch a couple of videos, but I'm learning stuff. So see right here, there's a metal clip right there at the edge of the door. The rest of them are the plastic clips like what was up there. But there is a metal clip here, and it was a little harder to get off, but it still came off using the same principle, pushing up on the bottom and twisting off there. So let me get the camera pointed the right way. I pushed up and twisted the top out, and it did come off, but a little bit different clip right here at the end of the door. Let's keep going. All right, we're continuing down. This small piece on the door has a screw right in the center of it, so it's a little small nut. I think it's a 3/8 nut on the back that we'll get out, but it's easy to get to. We'll come back to it. Let me show you here one thing I've kind of discovered on these. So it's easy to bounce them to the side, but to push down on that's kind of hard. But what I figured out, if I pull it out and turn it around and push up, it comes off much easier. There you go, like that. So that's a little tidbit I've learned so far, is instead of trying to push down on it, just spin it around and then push up, and it comes off really easy. So this is turning out to be a little, I don't want to jinx myself because I'm not through yet, but it's turning out to be a little easier than what I thought. So well, let me say this, from what little research I've done, starting in '88 they started using these clips. Some of the earlier models, these things were glued on with adhesive. So it's two different ways they put them on, obviously two different ways to take them off. With the adhesive, you got to get a scraper or something behind it and try to break that adhesive. With these clips, they just pop right off. If you push up on the bottom and then pry the top out, they come off pretty easy. There again, you need to use a plastic something, but I don't have a plastic something, so I'm using this screwdriver. Don't do as I do. I'm not advocating using metal. You're probably much better off using plastic. I just don't have anything, so I'm doing this. Let's keep going. That was pretty easy. All right, I'm going to back up a little bit here and talk about this small piece that's on the door. There is a nut behind there, but that actually holds that clip on. I took the nut off and then was taking this off, and I realized what was happening, so I put the nut back on. It's not impossible to get to, but it's not easy. It's a hole back there, and I managed to get my hand in there. So you don't need to take that nut off the back. I thought it was a stud here and the nut was holding it on, but that's not the case. The nut's actually holding that metal piece on there that just pops onto. So no need to take that nut off the back. You can take this off without doing that. Just thought I'd throw that out there for you guys that are trying to get that piece off. It just pops right off, just like the rest of it. All right, it's time to get these emblems off. Now, they are just kind of stuck on there with an adhesive, and they are, pegs that go in, but I don't believe there's nuts on the back side. Some people take a string and put it behind there and work it through. I'm just going to take a screwdriver and take my time and just ease them out, and it should work fine. So let's see what we can do. Okay, we got the bumpers off of her. Got her turned around so I can keep working on this driver's side. I don't know, just where I started, I figure I'd keep working on that. So time to do a little more sanding, and in a little while maybe we'll get to put some more primer on her. So hang with me. Okay, we done patched a few spots, and you know, earlier video, I think in earlier video I kind of primed this side. Well, there's a few spots in there that I had to go back and touch up. You can see up here, just little dings, nothing major. And I've got the back and this side ready for primer, so I've got it taped up, and I'm gonna shoot some primer on it right quick, try to get the whole thing done, and then I'll probably end this video here with her all primed up, And on the next video, we'll start with sanding and start looking at getting some paint on the old girl. So that's where we're at. She's ready for some primer, so let's do that. All right, the primer's on. Take a look at her. Got her all primed up. Now it's time to start sanding, getting her ready for paint. So that's where we at on the 89. 79 still in the shop taking apart, but we'll get back on that Warlock one of these days. But I think I'll end this one here. We got her primed up. I don't know if I'm gonna film doing a lot of sanding, because that's what comes up next, is just sanding, getting it ready for that, getting that, you know, smoothed out, ready for paint. So that's where we are. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Maybe we'll throw some paint on the next one. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We sure appreciate it. See you down the road.